Hello everyone! Welcome to another episode of New to Weeaboo. This is number 55 for September 8th, 2021. I am Nemesis and I am joined by Alcatraz.
Hello.
Yes. It is, September now already.
Oh, somehow.
I don't know when that happened, but okay. Sure.
Yep, I guess.
Yeah, so that's a thing now. Still keeping up with some of the current airing anime that I am anyway. Kind of fell behind a couple of them.
Yeah, I got distracted by a different one.
Right. And so I'm still keeping up with Katarina and Toru and all of them. Magic Record I'm a little behind on.
Yeah,
Just
a bunch of episodes. Well, an episode just went up today. And I keep seeing
up
news
today
about
on some services because Funimation's had it since like Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, I just keep seeing like popping up today a bunch.
Yeah, Funimation has a multi-day exclusivity window. Yeah, so keeping up with that stuff. All that's beyond that, I can't think of much else to say. Anime. I'm trying to. I saw there was something that popped up, but now it's like blanking. Oh well. We're here to talk about, as we said last week, Azumanga Daioh. It's actually kind of an old site considering it's not even widescreen. The anime actually aired, let's see, where did it? Azumanga Daioh aired from April to September in 2002. Yeah, it's kind of a few years before the HD thing started popping up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a slice of life anime, like very much pure slice of life in the sense that like it's not a whole lot of, there's no real overarching thing. It's literally about a group of high school girls and their teachers through their years in high school, all the way from beginning in the first day of first year to their graduation. It just kind of goes through that, and it has a very definitive beginning and end point because of that. There's not really much else you can do without completely, I guess, changing up the premise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically just about their lives and also the kind of some of the sillier things that happen in it and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because this anime gets very silly.
It does. It gets very silly.
Because as well, it's also based on a manga. Let's see, the author
Hence
was
the name.
Yeah, Azumanga Daioh. Yeah, it's written by Kiyohiko Azuma.
Hence the name again.
So yeah, it's got several characters and a couple interesting ones. You don't see kind of that sort of character very often, at least as far as I can know. Anyway, it's like Chiyo Mihama, who's kind of positioned as the main character. She's a child prodigy.
Yeah.
And that she is, skipped 5 grades because she's in high school, but yeah, she's a little kid. So she's also very short compared to everyone else. And as everyone knows, she tends to be kind of cute.
Yes, she's
intentionally or not.
Yeah, the definitive cute character.
And sometimes it leads to odd behavior on the behalf of other people.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that? I don't know, just kind of felt like it.
Yep. It was the penguin suit, right?
Yep. Just push her over. Yeah, and yeah, guys, other kids in the class like Tomo Takino, who's very loud, hyperactive, kind of dumb.
Kind of, yeah. She's a bit of a slacker.
A knucklehead, if you will.
A knucklehead. Yes, that whole thing.
Her best friend for years, Koyomi, or Yomi Mizuhara. Yeah, somewhat taller, classes kind of suffering because of Tomo's stupidity. Also seems to think she's overweight.
Yes.
That whole thing. You got Sakaki, who's just tall. Everyone thinks she's so cool, but kind of a little scary and intimidating. But she loves cute things like, cats, other animals.
But she's rather, her shyness makes her come across kind of stoic, and everyone thinks she's kind of unapproachable and intimidating.
She's always trying to pet a cat who, doesn't want to be pet by her. So that cat just bites her instead.
And thus began the ritual.
Yes. Yeah, and then, so that was the thing. Chiyo was kind of the transfer student who came in because, she's a prodigy. Then we get another transfer student, Ayumu Kasuga, who shows up and she hails from Osaka. And well, everyone else starts asking her about, I guess, stereotypes about stuff, and then eventually they start calling her Osaka, and it sticks.
Thanks, Tomo.
And that's that. And she becomes Osaka, and to the point of people don't even know who she is anymore beyond that name.
Yeah, I still think one of the best ones was beginning of the second year when she almost starts crying because she can't find her name on the board at all for what class she's in. So she realized even the school wrote her name as Osaka.
Yeah. She's very flighty. She often is just
head in the clouds.
Yeah. She operates like half a step off from everyone else.
Yep.
She'll randomly just make these random observations that have nothing to do with anything anyone's talking about, and then keep continuing on with them, and then ignore everyone else going, what are you doing?
Yep. Yep. She has lots of thoughts in her head.
She's also
and they usually don't level with the reality going on around her.
She's also a bit of a knucklehead.
She's also a bit of a knucklehead. She is a mood.
You say so.
Great.
And then, well, later on, Kagura shows up, who's very sporty. Declares Sakaki her rival because Saki's also good at sports. And then Tomo comes along and declares Kagura her rival. And
yep.
Yeah, it's a weird little thing there. She's also kind of a bit of one of the dumb ones.
Yep, the third knucklehead.
And then also Kaori shows up, and she has very intense feelings for Sakaki.
Yes. Very intense feelings.
And they don't really beat around the bush on it either. Because, I mean, when Rainbow's showing up and wedding bells and everything, yeah, that's make it pretty obvious how she feels about Sakaki.
Yep.
Then you got, of course, the teachers. They're, well, most of these kids' homeroom teacher, Yukari Tanizaki. She's also an English teacher, and very intense, very loud, often very angry, and often the anger is pointed in the wrong direction entirely.
Yes.
Also, it's one of those "how are you a teacher" type situations.
Yeah.
Considering everything. And then one of their other teachers, Minamo Kurosawa, aka Nyamo, as Yukari calls her. They've been friends since they were in school. She's a PE teacher. A lot more level-headed for the most part, except Yukari can very much drag her into stupid arguments.
Yep.
Very quickly and easily.
Yep.
And there's one other teacher, Kimura. He's pretty much the only dude who shows up on a frequent basis. And
Kimura.
He likes high school girls a little too much.
A little too much.
Actually, a lot too much.
Yeah.
He's very creepy about it, and he's very brazen about it, too. And everyone else tends to be kind of creeped out.
Yep. If you want to talk about a teacher who you're surprised is still teaching.
Yep.
How the heck are you still here? You are a walking HR violation.
Mm-hmm. He's very weird. Has pretty much he always has his mouth open, and it's just, yeah.
Everyone's gaunt.
Yeah, everyone's very much nerved about him to the point of they're very surprised when he has a wife and a kid.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. Like, very nice wife.
Yep, very nice woman. His waifu.
My waifu.
Yes. This is the originator of the My Waifu.
Yep, because he says it. Who is this? My waifu.
Apparently, this is a thing. Apparently, he might have actually been a parody of the people who tend to read stuff like Azumanga Daioh.
Yeah.
It's like, ouch. Yeah, so they're the more of the main characters. A couple other, characters pop up here and there, and also animals and completely fictional characters.
Yeah. The father.
Yes, exactly.
The father.
Chio's father.
Yes.
Except not really.
Not really. Only in Sakaki's head.
Yeah. He's a weird cat thing.
Yep.
He'll get upset if you call him a cat, and then he'll get upset when you say he's not a cat.
Yep.
Yeah, so the whole thing here is it's basically just weird comedy with a lot of bizarre just adventures of them in high school, like just the sports festival, the culture festival, going on the school trip, the holidays, school, summer break, all that stuff. Just the weirdness that is high school for them.
Yep. Especially that particular group, because they're not your average high school when you have stuff like Chio,
Mm-hmm.
the child prodigy,
Yep.
and all the things that go on with her and being a child.
Also, the weird thing for her sometimes the weirdness of like she misses her friends who are her age at times because she was bumped up 5 grades.
It references that a couple times, but it doesn't get it stops. It like feels like it's starting to delve into that, but usually they pull back from really delving into it.
Yeah,
but they come back to it a couple times, so it's interesting. It's almost like they wanted to and then just weren't able to really, really dive into.
Also, Chio's family is rich.
Yes, Chio's family is seriously loaded, but we never actually see her actual parents.
Nope, they're not relevant.
They are irrelevant. We see her talking to them, but they're always off screen.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like adults in a Peanuts cartoon. So we don't even get that.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. She has a dog, fairly big dog, who she can actually ride on because she's so small.
Because she's itty bitty.
And of course, Sakaki falls in love with that dog as well. She loves all cute animals.
Yep, cute animals.
And this dog will actually let her pet him.
Yep. It's great. Just seeing Sakaki in just pure bliss.
Yep. Just
because
bliss. Just
dog.
Big dumb smile on her face.
Yeah.
Staring off into the distance because I'm just so happy right now.
I'm just so happy.
Yeah, she also wants to be a veterinarian. Sakaki wants to be a veterinarian and all this stuff. And as time goes on, people kind of, all their friends here kind of start realizing she's not as cool and stoic as they initially thought she was.
Yep. And I think Chio was the first one to really do that.
She was scared as heck initially when she tries to talk to her.
Yeah. Yeah, but she's the first one who really does it other than like Kaorin.
Kaori at first tries to invite her to the astronomy club and then she gets, I'm sorry.
Yep.
But I might have joined.
But I would have. Yeah.
Yeah, but Kaori just, oh God, Kaori.
Kaorin is just a useless lesbian around her.
Yeah.
Almost completely falls apart.
It's pretty obvious. They don't beat around the bush on this one. It's obvious.
It's obvious.
It's not subtext. It's not vague. It's pretty blatant that Kaori has a huge crush on Sakaki.
Yep.
Huge one.
Huge.
The whole thing with
the scene with them in the 3-legged race.
Yep. And she's supposed to be with a friend of hers who sometimes pops up. Who was her name? Is Chihiro. She shows up occasionally, pops up. She's supposed to do it with her, but then she messed up her leg for a little bit. But then, I guess you'll just have to do it with Sakaki. She's so excited, and then her friend's like, "I'm fine," and then just literally hisses at her.
Go away! I will literally break your legs so that you can't.
It's just pure bliss because I have to do the 3-legged race with her. Kaori's great. She doesn't do all things considered. She actually is kind of one of those less frequent characters.
Yeah, she's just a kind of a secondary character, kind of supporting character.
She's not that far. She's not that far down, but she's definitely less frequent. She does appear you'll actually see her actually pop up very often, but you don't actually see her talk very much.
Yeah, secondary would work. Not really supporting, but secondary character. Because she's not part of the main cast.
She's part of the whole thing. In the third year, she's actually split off from the rest of them in the classes, and she's unfortunately stuck with Kimura as a homeroom teacher who's weirdly obsessed with her specifically.
Yes.
And basically, I'm your friend. No, you are not. Stay away from me.
Yeah. He gets really creepy when it comes to her.
Mm-hmm. And so that's she's just every single opportunity she has. She even braves Yukari's car in order to be with Sakaki.
Oh, geez, Yukari's car.
Because there's a whole thing because they do the whole summer break thing at Chiyo's
summer home,
and they go there and they have to take 2 cars the first time because
car's not big enough to hold all of them.
Yeah, so everyone just some of them volunteer to go with Nyamo, and the others have to go with Yukari. And initially, even though Yukari's car is bigger, put more people in Nyamo's car. Why? Because that way there's more survivors. That sort of thing is Yeah, and then first time we don't see it other than, well, they get there and, well, Chio's just, and what was the other one? I think it was, Osaka?
I can't remember who.
Anyway,
who
Chio's clearly traumatized.
Yeah. Like PTSD. Yeah. Even just mentioning the car ride afterwards, and she just kind of freezes up.
Flashes back, and Klig just like, please don't. Please don't run the red. Please, you need to stop at the red line.
Yep. Yeah, apparently Yukari is a terrible driver.
One of those, how did you even get your license?
Which is absolutely no problem for Tomo.
Yeah, and she had a nice car. It was nice anyway.
It was nice.
And now it's covered in dents and whatnot. And that's the other thing is the second year they just, Chio arranged for a rental of a van so they can all go there, and then Yukari tries to drive and Chio just pushes her, just quietly just pushes her away.
It was so great. Just shoves her away from the door.
And unfortunately, the third year they had to take 2 cars again, and then Chio just was already in the back seat, ready to go in Nyamo's car.
It's like, nope, not doing that again.
Nope. Sakaki, everyone knows about the horror, so Sakaki volunteers herself, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Kaori goes with her, and
and Tomo.
Because I remember that was the big reveal that the gate opening and there is the beat up car.
And there's just like, oh no.
Tomo was largely okay because it was Tomo.
Tomo loved it. Tomo thought it was great.
That's the thing. Tomo's just, again, she's just loud and obnoxious and kind of blatantly misses the point on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Tries to also call Yomi an idiot, and then Yomi snaps and practically strangles her.
Yeah, those who just go back and forth.
Yeah.
It is interesting, though. There was one particular scene in their third year between Tomo, Kagura, and the rest of them, where they're setting up the tents and such.
Right. Oh, yeah,
that whole scene. Kagura and Tomo, they were both kind of goofing off, doing their thing,
and
they accidentally, wrecked the tent.
Yeah,
and it was a moment of maturity for Kagura.
She kind of realized, I don't want to be like this.
Yeah, but it also gave an interesting perspective into Tomo. If you caught it, they kind of dropped it, which is unfortunate.
It was also really late in the anime.
Yeah, there wasn't much time yet. But it is a bit unfortunate because there was a whole thing where, well, Tomo didn't quite catch it, but you could tell that she was kind of struggling with things, and particularly the mention of this is the way things are supposed to be. Things were moving, and she was not dealing with that.
Right.
Yeah, so it's one of those, she has to keep pushing, and she's doing that in order to keep things where they are and where she's used to. So that can be a sign of some more deeper things going on in her head, but they never really delved into it, and I kind of wish they did.
You want to add seriousness to your silly slice of life anime.
They opened the door to it, like at the very end after... Kagura was starting to help rebuild, and Tomo finally just shoves her and finally gets Kagura to yell at her.
Yeah.
That's what she was trying to get, was someone to yell at her. It's not a great thing, but it does show signs of deeper personality stuff. But they never took it anywhere.
Yeah. The other thing with Tomo was their whole thing was the whole thing is this high school they're in is actually supposed to be a really good school, which is kind of difficult to get into. So it's how the heck did Tomo get in? Well, apparently in their last year of middle school, she studied super hard because she saw her best friend Yomi was going to go to the school. It's all right.
Yep.
So determined to get in with Yomi that she studied super hard and then basically forgot everything she learned because, I don't need it anymore.
Don't work. Not for long term.
And she pretty much has the same plan for when it comes to college.
Apparently it didn't actually go bad.
Yomi's the one who actually failed.
Sort of. She did get in the last minute to something.
Well, but Yomi did not initially had a hard time getting in. Which was shocking. Yeah, also Yomi's the one with glasses and everything. Yeah, she's the second tallest and has the glasses. Again, the weird weight thing there. She has that thing, which is a real thing, which is just she sees herself and she sees herself as just fat, even though she's really not. But for girls, just a lot of them will freak out, even if they're underweight, they'll say I'm not skinny enough.
Yeah. Also doesn't help when you're like extra tall, because then your weight it's supposed to be higher.
Yep.
You're bigger.
Yep.
Like someone who's 5 foot something, like 5'5", is gonna likely have lower average weight than someone who's almost 6 feet tall.
Yeah, she's also a terrible singer, as we found out during the karaoke thing.
Yeah.
Then it helps that actually likes eating food. So
Yeah, that's always a fun one.
yeah, because she also can be kind of mean sometimes, like the time she tricked Osaka into eating something spicy.
Oh. And speaking of liking food in Osaka, she likes bread. Osaka likes bread.
Oh, Osaka likes bread. Including she wanted to do the whole, what was it?
That was the third year
course.
Oh, yeah.
The obstacle course, because she could see bread there, and then of course she loses anyway, because she's like, she hears all the bread options and just kind of stops, because
now I have to pick.
So she then loses. But anyway, she just kind of still gets to happily just sit there eating her melon bread.
Melon bread.
Or sticking her face in the sand or whatever, the flower or whatever it was, looking for the thing. She just loves it.
Yep.
She just stops and keeps doing it.
Osaka is great.
Yeah, she's often referred to, like, almost like so many people are like, yeah, she's my favorite character. And like, that's
she's
because
great.
she is.
So
There's
relatable.
of course the thing with the knife.
Oh, the thing with the knife.
Yukari and the knife. Because she's like, I always want to wake someone up by banging a pot. So she's like, she gets a pot. And then goes there and turns out it's a knife. And well, she got her weird vacant smile, and Yukari's freaking out.
Just deadlocked.
Especially with some of the stuff that Osaka was saying, which could be easily misinterpreted as something kind of more sinister.
Oh, you're already awake. I have failed.
Because Osaka just often just stands there. Everyone else and she's just standing there with a just big dumb smile on her face.
Yeah.
Or trying to keep track of the floaters in her eyes, or just weird stuff like that.
I was at the beach. I think we went to go get drinks, and she just kind of floats away.
Yeah, or of course trying to do the flip the school shoe for luck thing and it lands on a truck. That's a very common gif I've seen.
Yeah.
Chio. And again, Chio's also got the pigtails, which Sokka has weird thoughts about, like, those.
They're detachable.
They can make you fly. Remove them, she'll just kind of, the pigtails are the actual Chio or something.
Oh, yeah, they're controlling her through the pigtails. Yep.
That sort of thing. And Chio, that's the thing is, what was it? Chio, the whole pigtails thing. Of course, people start making, the one time everyone starts making, kind of poking fun of her with the pigtails, and she just removes the pigtails.
I don't do that. Yep.
It's just this really angry face, like this extra angry face on her.
Wasn't that Tomo that did that?
Yeah, but all of the other ones also started doing it too.
Yeah.
Or Osaka, Tomo, and Kagura deciding to combine their scores together. Thus, we beat you. Because they all got like in the 30s, and like you got Chio getting 100%.
Yep.
Like, see, we got 106. We beat you. And then Dan's is like, what are you idiots doing? Or Sakaki's quest to be able to pet the cat always gets bit, and then remember people like, why did you? What's wrong with? What happened to your hand? And well, of course, Tomo has to jump in, make up some weird story because
it's Tomo. Yeah,
and of course, also trying to draw cats and can't do it very well. To the point of people are making the cat plush, and what is this? Even she, like, she made a cat and a dog plush, and then she's like, "That's a cat, that's a dog," or was it the other way around?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like also the tallest one. I think at one point they said like she's 174 centimeters tall, not meters. Jesus,
170 meters.
Corona did that once. She accidentally listed herself as 154 meters tall. Whoops.
Giant woman?
174 centimeters tall, which,
Yep.
again, for a high school Japanese girl, pretty tall.
Oh, yeah.
That's in the upper 5 foot range. That's like 5'8", 5'9". And she was still growing. So, have fun.
Was it 174?
Yeah.
That's 5.7 feet. So what's 0.7 feet in inches?
I don't know.
Yeah, 68.5 inches.
Yeah, it's about 5'8".
Yeah.
I was right. Ha.
Aha.
Yeah, so there's that whole thing. And then, of course, also sometimes they make jokes about her chest as well. Because,
Yeah.
that's also kind of
That's a
extra
thing.
large compared to everyone else.
Especially Chia.
Yeah, she was also 12.
Chia's also, a literal child.
Yes. Yeah, and several times were kind of a bit awkward for her because, it's like Tomo or someone pointed it out. Tomo getting upset because, Tomo doesn't have that. That's that typical sort of nonsense. Kagura, kind of weird. She was a swimmer. Again, he comes in trying to compete with Sakaki. Sakaki like straight up beats her like the sports festival thing, like just straight up.
Yeah, just straight up beats her. Doesn't even try.
Sakaki's also thinking Sakaki's also just has zero interest in doing sports. So it's like that was like Kagura's just trying to be a rival with her, and of course also upsetting Sakaki with like chasing off the cat or drawing like Sakaki would draw a cat and then Kagura would draw like arrows being like in the cat. and stuff.
Yeah. It's like, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
One-sided rivalries and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So many of those. Just like, yeah. Not so many, but yeah. Just those weird things.
Oh, eventually Sakaki does get a cat though, although not entirely legal.
Yeah. So that was a thing. That was the trip to the island they went to, and the one cat found Sakaki. Yeah,
Ryumote kitten who she meets and like this one cat who actually lets her pet him.
Or just follows her around and sticks with her.
Has to let her go or let him go, and then mother died at one point, and the cat actually came to Tokyo to find her.
Yeah, somehow found her.
And then defended her when that other cat decided to mess with Sakaki.
Yep.
And bring along other cats and. So I ended up kind of keeping the cat.
Yeah, because
had to leave it at Chio's house for a while.
Yeah, because Sakaki can't have cats at home because mother's allergic.
Yep, which is dreadful for her. She just wants a cat so bad.
I just want a cat.
Can't have one. Why not get a hairless cat?
Those are interesting. Hairless cats.
Yep. But yeah, it's that's the whole thing, and she just the cat's staying at Chio's house until Sakaki can move out.
Yep, because plans to move out soon to go to
college
vet school.
Yeah, she's
enrolling in vet school. So, but yeah, had to lie about the cat when they took it to the vet.
Yep,
it's an interesting looking cat.
Yeah, sure is.
Looks kind of like one of these other ones. No, it's a mixed breed. It's totally a mixed breed.
Yeah. One of those things.
Because that was it's a special one. It's I'm trying to remember the name of the breed.
Iriomote.
Right, and it's specific breed to the island,
and
it's a protected breed.
Yep.
They're not allowed to be kept as pets. They're not allowed to be removed from the island. It's a very, very special breed.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of lie in order to keep it.
The whole thing. The teachers, Yukari and Yamo, again, they were friends back really far back, and they just kind of always stuck together. And it's also funny when you think about it, they actually call her Yukari. The kids call her Yukari, which is really much kind of a breach of etiquette.
Yeah.
Some of them actually go as far as calling Yukari-chan, which is a huge breach of etiquette, but she doesn't even care.
She doesn't care.
Yeah, Yukari and Yamo are weirdly that weird thing, like how are you two still friends sometimes, and other times like okay, yeah, you can see where the bond came from. And sometimes drinking together, of course often seems like Yukari keeps making Yamo pay for everything.
Yeah.
I paid last time. Did you?
Did you?
That sort of thing. What was the other thing there? Yeah, again, just weird stuff like just weird relationship, like Yukari answering Yamo's phone, or the weird bear carving the Yamo got from her family.
Yeah.
Or Yukari making fun of Yamo for never having a boyfriend, or Yamo's about to just drop some embarrassing secret of Yukari, and Yukari just walks by just saying, just over and over, "You love letter, love letter." And Yamo just shuts up right there because we don't know what was in the love letter other than it was very embarrassing.
Yep.
Basically, Yukari just saying, "You tried to go after me, I will destroy you."
Blackmail.
Mutually assured destruction. That's what it is. It's a Cold War right there. Yeah, it's just a weird, just a relationship. It's also a funny one, and just those two works well. And there's a one scene I really like. It just stands on my head. It's a bit where Yamo screws up. She gets drunk and gives them basically a talk, or a version of the talk.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were like kind of awkward, but like, "Thank you, Sensei." Except she was like, "What was that?" And she just says they don't tell you what it is. They just kind of play music over while she's talking.
Yep.
Apparently it's very obscene.
Deeper and deeper.
And congratulations, she gave a 12-year-old, or I think she was a 12-year-old by this point, a knowledge of this sort of thing. And that was one time where Yukari got to be the responsible one, including really rub it in by talking in this long monologue in English. Actual English filling up.
Yep.
I remember this whole thing where it's like trying to help. Kagura got roped into helping a tourist who only spoke English, and then Yukari shows up and says, "Let me show you how it goes over to the tourist," starts talking, and then runs by. He's German.
He's German. And just takes off running. Your English skills are useless here, and you just embarrassed yourself.
Run away.
So, yep, run away.
It's a really fun anime. It's just very silly. You laugh a lot while watching it. It's very goofy and lighthearted and fun time. And of course, they're shipping.
Yes.
I mean, of course, obvious. Kaori and Sakaki's, duh.
Yeah. But there's the subtle shipping between the teachers.
Yeah, that's a thing. And Bob people ship those two because, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, they bicker sort of like a married couple.
Yep.
But the old family, the whole, and the phrase just completely departed my head as I was speaking. The childhood friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Same with actually Yomi and Tomo.
Yep, Yomi and Tomo is another one.
The weird thing was like, why are you friends with her? I don't know.
Yeah, but Tomo, I could see people shipping Tomo and Kagura.
Kagura.
Yeah,
that's a frequent one. Kagura and Sakaki sometimes you see.
Although that one I really see is just one-sided.
Yeah.
It's the same with their rivalry.
That sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah, Tomo. I remember Tomo. That was that scene where she like actually crawled into Yomi's room from the outside and leaving her shoes out on the lawn.
Yep, just opened the window and crawled in. Yep. That's probably something that she's just done.
Yep,
because they're childhood friends. That's just something that they're used to.
Oh, that was other. Tomo also did the thing where they get to the summer house and she grabs the keys and just throws them.
Oh, geez, Tomo, what the hell?
It's one of those things where Tomo's like, sometimes you just. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, it's just she doesn't think. Yeah, I was gonna say she doesn't think things through, but I think we'll just stop there. She doesn't think. She's very impulsive. Yeah. Just gets an idea and just runs with it.
I've seen people ship Osaka and Tomo, which
yeah, I could. I mean the Knuckleheads.
Yep, I think also the same with Osaka and Kagura.
The Knuckleheads, just all three of them, just
Knuckleheads.
The Knuckleheads.
Yeah.
Non-shipping, Sakaki and Chio start sort of bonding.
Very much a sibling thing. It feels like.
Yeah, that very much feels like the big and little sister. The way they start bonding.
I've adopted you. What? You're mine now.
You're mine. Honestly, with the way their personalities are, if anyone's going to be the adopter, it would be Chio. But even then, I don't know if either one of them would really just do it. It would just be one of those mutual, it happens.
Mm.
But yeah, they definitely bond.
Yep.
Because Chiyo kind of breaks through the stoicness.
Yeah.
With her childhood innocence.
Again, it's not really stoicness; it's just shyness.
So, yeah,
masquerading as stoicness.
Yeah, the apparent stoicness, but not really. And then they bond over cute things.
And the weird thing was also after Kagura kind of stopped with the whole rival things, her and Sakaki actually kind of developed a bit of a bond too.
Mm-hmm.
Once Kagura kind of realized knock it off with the weird rival thing.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. Yeah, once Kagura started to mature a bit. Although Kagura's introduction was a bit interesting because she wasn't there at first. She was in a different class.
Yeah, initially. And then the whole thing was Yukari made sure to get her in her class because she wanted to beat Yamo's class in the sports festival.
Yep.
Which they did twice. Twice they were the winners, and then the next time they weren't because I believe it was actually Yukari's fault.
Yeah,
she did the dive tackle.
Yeah, because they ended up having the last thing. They had the teachers as the anchors, and it was just for the race.
And
And
Yamo's
that didn't go
better
well.
athlete than Yukari, but Yukari, knowing full well she's going to lose if she plays fair, just tackles Yamo.
Yep.
And so, yeah, it's that. The streak is dead. The hat trick is dead.
Yep. It's interesting that, speaking of anchor, I still find it hilarious that during those sports festivals, the tug of war, they always put Chiyo as the rope anchor, and it's just like,
why would you do this?
what? Why?
This is a very bad idea.
You always put your strongest and usually, if you can, heaviest person as your anchor at the end of the rope, because that's going to give you the most, the best actual anchoring. That's just how you do it. So putting the smallest, lightest person there is not going to help.
I also remember the bit where Kaori saw Sakaki in the boys' uniform and
yeah, because they were uneven, or the
the dancing
the
too.
dance part.
Yep. Sakaki was put over on the boys' side because the uneven number plus she's tall and everything. So.
Yeah, and Kaori.
Bliss.
Absolute bliss. I'm dancing with her.
Yeah, Sakaki got all serious one time during one of the sports things. Really serious because one of the boys said something.
But it was a lot of fun. The whole anime, it was a lot of fun. It's great. It's funny. It's fun. It's the pacing seems pretty good too. The comedic timing is perfect. Just the right silence at the right times. Osaka is a mood.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Also got a pretty nice little OP and
yeah.
It's just a fun time. It's 26 episodes long. Bit on the longer side, but still a lot of fun overall. Again, covers all 3 years of their high school and their graduation, their whole graduation thing where pretty much all of them mostly succeeded except for Yomi, who took a bit.
Yeah. Took a little bit.
She was the one who was the most confident going in. Awkward.
Because she should have been, because she's the most studious of one of the most studious. I think Sakaki might be a bit different. Well, and Chiyo. Chiyo, obviously. Well, Chiyo didn't even have to deal with it.
Well, really couldn't because the way Japanese colleges are set up, would have been a lot more difficult for her to get in.
Yeah, which she doesn't even bother because she's going
to go overseas. Yeah, to American college where they do have this sort of thing happening sometimes.
Yeah.
Who knows?
She didn't have to deal with entrance exams.
She just kind of I'm just going to, it's I just go over there and say, here.
And then Tomo, I'll just do the same thing. No.
Yeah.
No,
that's not how.
That's not how it works.
If you don't have a good grasp of English, you'll be screwed real quick.
Yep. Because we don't have a good grasp of Japanese for you over here.
A lot of people are very much unwilling to entertain anyone who will not speak English.
Yep. Unfortunately.
Yeah, so it's a great time and highly recommend watching it.
Yes, highly recommended.
It's very silly.
A lot of fun.
Very silly. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we just kind of glossed over because there's a lot of stuff that happens that is just
a slice of life.
A lot of the episodes are even subdivided into 2 or 3 sub episodes.
Yeah. They feel a lot longer than they actually are, but not in a bad way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because sometimes you're like, oh, it feels really long because it feels like it's dragging, but it doesn't feel like it's dragging. You'll watch a bunch and you think you've got through like 6 episodes and it's been a great time. It's like, no, you've only been for like 2.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's only been like an hour. It feels like it's been like 3, but I had fun the entire time.
Yeah.
What is this?
Anyway, I think that's more or less it for this one.
Who's your favorite?
Who's my favorite? Oh, Sakaki's Osaka.
Sakaki and Osaka. Osaka's obviously one of the
Sakaki just one I
favorite.
just relate to.
Yeah.
Tall, shy. Everyone thinks you're good at sports.
Oh God. I'm so. I got
kind
so
of
sick of the
weirdly think you're
question.
scary because you don't talk a lot.
Yeah. No one really thought I was scary, but I did get the. Oh, you're tall. Do you play basketball?
Yeah.
No. But I was the quiet kid.
Yeah, just relating on that one.
Yeah. Osaka's definitely probably the favorite. After that, I'm not entirely certain. There's a couple that are kind of fun. Tomo can be fun, but sometimes she can be aggravating.
Yeah.
Osaka's probably the best.
Right. He made that pretty clear.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I hope you liked what you heard. If you did, you could check out other episodes on newtoweeaboo.libsyn.com. It's spelled Libsyn. You could see old episodes, new episodes that come out, and so on and so forth, including also the button links at the top. You got Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. We're available on there if you want to subscribe via those methods. And you could also contact us via email, newtoweeaboo@gmail.com, if you have questions or comments or recommendations for anime, if you have any of that sort of stuff. But did you watch Azumanga Daioh? I mean, there's a good chance you did. I mean, it's been out for a while now, almost 20 years.
Yeah. Not new.
It's pretty popular, or at least in some circles it is. It's one of those weird things that's popular, but also sometimes people are like, what's Azumanga Daioh? I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
But it's had, again, kind of big influence considering the whole waifu thing.
Yeah. My waifu. So many people know that without knowing the source, though.
Yeah.
It's gotten so
but
big
still
on
influential.
Its own. Yeah.
There's also, of course, our Twitter @newtoweeaboo if you want to follow that and keep up to date that way and see us sometimes tweet about random anime stuff. And there's a personal Twitters. I'm at NemesisPrime1 and he's at Alcatraz770 and an underscore at the end. Robots, including the Jacko challenge. I just popped to me in my head one night and I was like,
I have a figure that can do this.
I'm pretty sure this figure can do it, but yeah, the figure did it.
Did it.
Barely, but it did it.
I've been done, did it.
Weird thing enough, the head was actually the most difficult part to make pose right. Everything else actually went pretty well. The head just did not want to look up that high.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it for this one. Slice of Life September continues next time with Nichijou.
Oh boy.
Actually, weirdly enough, kind of similar to the point of if you're a fan of one, there's a good chance you're a fan of the other. Although it's a bit different, and you'll see, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. I hope you tune in then. And until next time, take care of yourselves and take care of each other, and goodbye.
Bye.